Nation, let's get it. Yo, what's good, little bro?
What's up?
What's popping, man? Shout out to everybody here in the building already. Make sure you wipe them feet. Got my little bro Raiders.Scout on today. Real quick, also, shout out to everybody watching on Twitter. If you want to get your comments in, jump over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 20K ASAP, man. And it's because of you guys that we're getting closer and closer to that goal. Shout out to Mike Downs, Big Mike, Gio, Prezzi's in the building, Cam, Chance Worthy. Shout out to my dog, man, Raider Fountain, everybody here in the building. I see you, man. You're over here. You growing it out, huh? It's wintertime, huh?
Yeah. Been growing it out for a while.
If we see Scout with braids.
Nah. That's not a happening.
That shit would make my whole year, bro. Real talk. We got a lot to unpack here, man. Haven't had a little bro on in a minute. I want to talk about this deadline. We all know Scout is one of our go-to guys when it comes to Raider content, Raider news. So I wanted to pick his brain about potential players. There's a lot of smoke. There's a lot of rumors. There's a lot going on right now, man. And I want to see where little bro here was at in terms of certain players. You know, I mean, look, we all know we're all hearing the Daron Paynes. We're hearing the Roquan Smiths. We're hearing all this crazy shit going on. I want to talk to you about a few specific names. Yesterday, my boy dropped something on IG. I believe it was yesterday, day before.
I think it was yesterday, right?
Okay. Jabril Peppers.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of rumors right now about us potentially letting Jonathan Abram go. I know little bro will be proud of that. I mean, you know, he has cooked Abram's boots.
He's gotten better this year, but still.
But you have smoked his boots for the past 2 years on this channel.
Still will.
There's potentially, I guess, 3 teams in the running right now for his services. I'm assuming that if we can get anything from a 5th to a 7th, we'll probably let him go.
Yeah, I mean, he's not getting re-signed. Like, that's a guarantee.
Yeah.
So just take what value you can. There's the same with Hankins. It's like you got what you could because you're not re-signing him. And that's that. So, you know, we don't give up sources over here. That's not what we do. Because if we do that, then we don't have any sources. Yeah,
but
defeats the purpose.
Exactly. But how do you feel about the potential Jabril Peppers? I mean, let's do this scale to 10, 1 to 10 today, 10 being the highest. I'm going to name a few names, and I want to see where you are in terms of where we are with interest and how realistic it is to pull these guys out. We know Jabril Peppers was signed a 1-year deal. I believe he tore his ACL last year.
Let me look.
So he missed like the entire year, right? I assume it's
5 games, I think. And then
okay. But he signed a 1-year, I believe, $2.2 million deal, somewhere around that range.
It can go up to like $8 million with incentives, but they just don't play him enough to get the incentives.
There you go. He can play. You know, if we brought him in, the guy can return punts. Yeah, you can put him in the box. You can have him. You know, what are you hearing and what are you feeling about Jabril Peppers potentially being a Raider?
I think it's like one of those things. Like if they move from Abram, they'll try and get Peppers and then let Harmon keep his role right now because he's excelling at it perfectly. Definitely. But I don't think they like get Peppers and have Abram because then you have 2 cover safeties. You have 2 safeties who are like, you know, Abram's awful in coverage and Peppers is like bottom half of average.
Yeah.
but he's a better player overall.
Yeah, no, definitely. What is he still, like 27, 28? He's still fairly young, right?
He's only 27.
Yeah, he's still young.
Which is impressive because he's played like 6 years already.
He's played with Graham.
Yeah, he's 27.
He played under Graham in New York, so he knows the system. I think personally, man, that'd be a nice move. But I hear you though. I think potentially we're sitting around waiting to see if anybody's going to bite on Jonathan Abram.
We're not going to make a move, I think, until Monday. Like
right before the deadline.
Yeah, teams don't really trade people until right after their game because if you win this game, it could be totally different, outlook on the season.
If you put your GM hat on, what do you?
He's in year 7.
Yeah.
Oh, 6. Damn.
Oh, I thought it was 7. He's been around for a while, man.
Yes, he's in year 6.
Shout out to Aunt. Appreciate you, my brother. Realistically, man, what are you looking at from a scale of 1 to 10? Jabril Peppers being a Raider.
6.
Okay.
No. 5.
It's pretty much 50-50 shot. I mean,
for most of them, I feel like it's 50-50, but there's probably a couple that aren't.
Okay. So this is reliant on us moving Jonathan Abram.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's also us winning this week.
Yeah.
To go out and buy players.
I want to ask you this real quick because my dog going crazy right now. What are your feelings? Because I've talked to Wasted, I've talked to Hammer, I've talked to everybody about this. We're talking about the safety position right now. How do you feel about Trayvon Merrick right now?
He's been awful this year, but maybe it's a sophomore slump, learning curve. I don't know. It's just
it's tough. It's tough to watch, man.
It's hard to give up on a player after 2 years.
Look, if Deron Harmon
after last year, he was so good.
Yeah. If Deron Harmon wasn't showing up right now, I believe we probably have the worst safety room in the
I'd be scared.
Yeah.
I mean, I still kind of am scared.
For real. Another name. We've been rumored to be looking at their offensive line, which I understand it, but I don't because I feel like they're starting to gel. We're starting to really put out a nice product on the offensive line. I know you got some stats. Where are we ranked? Do you know where we're ranked in the offensive line? And I'm talking about pass pro and the run game.
Let me look.
I seen it. I seen it the other day, and I
usually go off win rates because that shows more than PFF grades because those are just stupid. Let's see.
Because I've had a lot of people in the chat lately trying to compare the 2016 line to today, and I'm like, we're not there yet. But
no.
But we're looking pretty good out there right now.
Okay, so this is actually interesting. In run block win rate, Colton Miller's the 3rd ranked tackle. Dylan Parham's the 2nd ranked guard, and Andre James is the 8th ranked center.
Wow.
And then as a unit of pass block win rate, we are 18th, so slightly below average. And then run block, we're 3rd. Tied with the Broncos and above everyone else other than Chiefs and Ravens.
So do you think
I'd say we're a top 5 to 6 run blocking line and 16 to 19 in pass pro, which isn't awful. And I think a lot of that's also been Illuminor just sucking.
Yeah. Do you think that's the reason why we're looking at potentially bringing in Jack Conklin?
I feel like because he's got 1 year left. So you give him 1 year, you solidify right tackle for a year, and then you let Munford play.
Yeah. What is your thought? What is your thoughts thus far on Thayer Munford?
I like Munford. He just needs time to develop. He still has some flaws, but he looks good.
Yeah,
I think give him some time to develop. It'll be a lot better.
What are you giving up at this in terms of draft capital for a Jack Conklin at this point? I mean, we have a full draft and then
see. That's when it's hard because he's valued probably as a 3rd, 4th, especially with his contract. But he's a 1 year rental. I said 4th is maybe the most I'd be willing to part with because we're probably getting another 4th from Mariota. But at the same time, I'd rather have 2 4ths than 1 4th and a free agent tackle.
I like this Q. He said the Bucs lost Shaq Barrett last night. I believe he tore his ACL. Send Clee there for a late round pick.
See, I don't know if they need pass rush help. Let me look. Plus, I think Clee's been really kind of good this year. For his role, he's been excelling.
Hey, Jose, you would be shocked, bro. Scout is actually taller than me. Scout, what are you, 6'1"?
6'1", yeah, 6'1", 1.5.
Scout is 6'1". Who fucking would have thought?
They have Joe Try. Okay, yeah, no, they never mind. They need pass rush help. They have Joe Tryon and Carl Nassib as their starters.
Wow.
Yeah,
So maybe Q's on to something there. Maybe we can send Cleo.
Like, I think if you're sending someone, I know that we should, but it'd be more like a Malcolm Kuntz type of deal because like Clee just doesn't fit their 3-4 stand-up rushers.
Yeah, no, that's true.
How the hell does Carl Nass have been kind of good in Tampa this year. He's got 3 sacks and 6 tackles for loss in 8 games.
Of course, he would go back home and do that shit, bro.
Well, it's because he actually gets to like stand up pass rush. We've always been having. I don't know what it was. Bradley decided like, nah, you're gonna do what I want. And then Littleton's been balling in Carolina.
Yeah,
he's been like a top 10 coverage linebacker in the NFL.
And Jayon Brown shit the bed.
Yeah,
that's how it happens with us Raiders. Let me ask you this: do we need to pump the brakes? And this is what this thumbnail was for. I want to ask you a few names. Do we need to pump the brakes? I seen JD just put up a super. Deron Payne. Is that going to happen?
I really want it to happen. It makes so much sense. Like Payne, like the interior line needs help.
Yes.
Nichols looks really good, but he's ideally like your second pass rusher on the interior.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Chandler, Nichols, Payne, and Crosby, like Crosby and Payne rushing next to each other is just that's unblockable. But then the problem also becomes like you can get Payne without giving up a second or third round pick for half a year, in free agency, and then you still got your second, third. Obviously, there's less chance you're going to get him in free agency if you just straight trade for him. But like,
because it's like this. I don't think that Zeke wants to give up any 1 through 3. I don't think I
don't think so. I think after last year, he's like, nah.
Yeah, he wants to hold on to those.
After getting Parham in the third, like, I want to see what this man does in his first and second round.
So, do we need to pump the brakes on this whole Roquan Smith situation?
Oh, Roquan's just not happening. Even though the Bears should trade him, they're not going to.
What would it take in your eyes to get Roquan Smith?
Hold on. I wrote an article the other day with trade predictions.
There you go. I want to hear this. While you bringing that up, shout out to everybody here in the chat, man. I don't think we make any trades at all. Daniel, I think we make I
think we make 2. I think 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna ship off Abram. I feel like that's a guarantee to happen, and maybe bring in 2 guys or ship another one out. Just getting picks for players that aren't getting re-signed.
Okay.
And like the biggest thing also to remember with the NFL deadline is like in baseball and hockey and even basketball, there isn't a playbook. I mean, basketball in a way, there's not like a playbook to be learned.
Yeah.
But like in the NFL, it's such a hard we traded for Zay Jones and it took him 3 weeks to see the field. Like
I literally seen that tweet. I seen that tweet that you put up the other day, and I literally read that off on screen because I agree with everything.
It's so true. Like but that's why people are getting mad if we're going after like ex-Patriots or ex-Giants players. They know the system already, so they're guys you can trade for and plug in 1 week after, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah,
but like you can't go out and trade for I don't know. Obviously, you can't go out and trade for like a Justin Jefferson or like a wide receiver and plug him into the offense. It's going to take him 3-4 weeks to even learn the playbook on top of time blending with the quarterback. Like it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's not like baseball. You can trade for someone and you just tell them, okay, go up and swing. Like,
no, it's totally different. Totally different. Brave, we will not give up a second for Claypool. I wish we would have drafted him that year, though. I'll tell you that.
If anyone gives up a second for Claypool, they should just be stopped.
At this point, with Aaron Rodgers on the way out, Green Bay may have to force their hand and just put up a second.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, definitely. Let me see. I heard about us getting Nelly from New England, but we are set at wide receiver. Yeah, I think that's smoke too, AJ. The familiarity is there because of Josh McDaniels, and he had a great year with us, and he has the rapport with DC. I don't think that Nelly is going to be a Raider at all. I think that. But the thing that's weird about that is I said this the other day too, AJ, that there's such a revolving door at wide receiver at the back end of the room. They're like, I don't know what we're trying to do. Matt Collins solidified, Hunter Renfrow solidified, Devontae solidified, but like the Keelan Coles, the T Billies of the world,
Keelan Cole gotta go.
Yeah, actually, the Albert Wilsons, like
I'm fine having DJ Turner.
Oh, I like Turner.
I mean, Will Fuller maybe if he can stay healthy.
Where's he at right now?
He's a free agent.
He's still a free agent?
I think he's got to go to Cincy.
Ooh, right now that would be a move. I thought he was going to go to Cleveland, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I
at
would
this
not go to
point,
Cleveland.
they're fucking
All
terrible.
right, here we go. It hasn't been posted yet, but let's see.
Let everybody know where to follow you at with that too, bro.
Yeah, I'll put it up in a second. So
right.
I actually did for Deron Payne. I did like 8 players, and I had 3 trade predictions for each one. For Payne, I did do a Raiders one, and it was Raiders receive Payne for a 2023 second and 7th round pick, that's a lot of value for half a year at D tackle.
Yeah, definitely is.
Who was the other one?
Roquan. Did you have Roquan on there?
Yeah, I did. All right. There was a lot on here.
This is great because this is actually going to make the show right here. I want to hear your opinion on all that. So just break it down.
So I had 3. The 3 I had were the Chiefs getting Roquan and a 5th for a 2nd, 4th, 6th, and future 5th.
Hold on. So you have the Chiefs trading for Roquan Smith.
And then I have another one that's the Bills and the Ravens.
Okay. So you don't have us in the sweepstakes at all.
No, I find no need.
Okay.
Not no need, but I just don't see like that. I mean, the value, in my opinion, for Roquan is a day 2 pick this year, a day 2, and then 2 day 3 picks this year, and then a late day 2, early day 3 pick next year.
So I must have overvalued him, man, because Wasted and them were killing me, and Andy were killing me the other day about Graphk. You're not going to have to give up those early round picks.
You could give I think you could definitely give up like a 1st or something. I know.
That's what I said. I assume that somebody like one of these teams that are going all in.
You trade for him with the idea that you also sign him to a long-term extension. He's a top 3 linebacker in the NFL. He's going to go for a 1st round pick or multiple day 2 picks.
He leads the league in tackles. He has 2.5 sacks. I mean, the guy has a pick already.
In his career, he has 600 in 5 years. He has 602 tackles, 50 tackles for loss, 17 sacks, 7 interceptions, 22 pass breakups, 4 forced fumbles, and 2 touchdowns.
See, we need that because we get away from paying, and don't get me wrong, I like Blake Martinez. Yeah, I like Denzel Perriman. Get a young up and come he's about to take off. We need a linebacker like that, bro. I'm sick of just bringing in these drafting young guys and then having these old Blake Martinez of the world just come in and kind of be that little bridge. Yeah. Let's go get a Roquan Smith. And he's been pretty good in coverage this year.
Some good first round linebackers this year. Just saying.
No, we're gonna later on down the line. We're gonna break that down.
So the reason I had the Chiefs, people saying they have so many damn picks this year. I know I wrote this before they traded for Kadarius Toney, which kind of now makes the whole thing look totally different because no way they give up their 2nd and not pick till the 3rd.
Yeah.
But then I had the Bills trading for him for a 2023 3rd, 4th, 6th, and a 2024 3rd rounder, and the Ravens giving up a 1st, 4th, 5th this year, 3rd next year, but also getting a 4th this year.
And that's for Roquan.
Yeah.
See, that's more of what I was saying. I said I thought it would cost a 1st and a 4th for Roquan Smith, and everybody's
he's got that value. Consensus. Like just because he's only made 2 Pro Bowls in his career, but he easily should be at least 2-time first team All Pro.
And he's young. What is he? 25, 26?
Let me look.
Roquan's like 25 years old.
He might be. I know he's young.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, he's 25.
See, bruh, for a 25-year-old that's already been to a few Pro Bowls.
That has put up in every year of his career at minimum 7 tackles for loss and 100 tackles, plus at least 3 pass breakups.
See,
he's on pace this year for 174 tackles.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
I don't know. 2020, I don't know how he wasn't an All-Pro. He had 2 picks, 7 breakups, 2 forced fumbles, 4 sacks, 140 tackles, 20 tackles for loss,
and
insane. 7 QB hits. And he wasn't even a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, man.
But he's so expensive too because that type of linebacker play is getting you, and at 25, that's a 3-4 year deal at $17-18 million a year.
So we'd have to unload something at some point, right?
Oh yeah, you unload you just can't sustain that.
Yeah, no, definitely, and it has to come on the offensive side of the ball because that's where all the money is dedicated.
I see asking about Jaden Daniels. I absolutely hate him. He has no pocket awareness. He just runs.
That shit is funny. And what do you think about Kamara, man? There's a lot of smoke around Philly.
I hope he gets traded. I would laugh if he gets traded today.
I mean, bro, I would love it. Except
I hope he doesn't get traded to Philly. That'd be a fucking nightmare.
I mean, look, we don't have to worry about them in at
Not
all.
yet, till next year.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
The Eagles. I don't know. Howie Roseman's, I think, the GM. Outside of that Jalen Rager pick, dude. Actually,
Roseman is
honestly,
one of
the
the
Jalen
great.
Rager pick wasn't even bad. I mean,
No,
it was
it wasn't.
bad. It was bad, but like they got
Come
like
on,
a
bro.
4th round pick out of him, I think.
Coming out of TCU, right?
Yeah.
Bro, he was nice though. He was a dynamic receiver coming out of college.
Yeah. But like, dude, their second string defensive line is better than like at least 10 teams' current starting D lines. Their backup offensive line is better. Like they are 5 deep at offensive tackle.
Is Dillard finally out of here?
That's the one thing I don't understand. You got to trade him. Like,
yeah, I mean, look, because
get
now
like a 3rd round pick for him. Just do it.
Andre Dillard, bro, I would go get him right now.
The problem is he like can't move to right tackle that well. I would trade for Jack Driscoll, who I think is a better right tackle. But like,
what would you have to give up for that? What do you think?
Probably a 3rd or a 4th.
I would do that
because he's in like year 2, I think.
I would do that though.
But here's the thing again: is like dude. We're talking about trading for the Eagles' 4th string offensive tackle.
But
that's like how deep of a team they are.
But if you trade for Driscoll, you're pretty much saying you're saying Mumford.
He's a swing tackle or move him to guard.
Bro, he was a great guard at Ohio State. Yeah.
I just like him more on the right side than the left side. His footwork just kind of gets confused.
Alexander asks, out of all the realistic trades or signings we can make, which one would make the most impact with our cap and draft capital?
The most impact would be Roquan.
Yes, easily.
Or Deron Payne, one of those two. But like the most impact for limited value in a way, if that makes sense, like not having to give up a stupid high amount, would probably be.
What about William Jackson?
But his cap, he has like a $13 million cap hit next year.
And you know, it's funny. He wants to be more of a man, play more man, right? But it was funny.
Even like rotating to zone in a way too.
You see, Deron Harmon said the other day on his presser, he was like, "We need to know how to play man."
Without Hobbs, we're like having to kind of like force ourselves into zone, which sucks because Yasin is like a lockdown man coverage corner.
Yeah,
people aren't talking about him enough. Like, he's
a great
playing
man.
like a top 10 corner this year.
Oh yeah, fact.
Simply in coverage. I don't know, for like best value, probably Julian Love. Like you give up with maybe
you still talking about Julian Love?
I've loved him since Notre Dame.
I know, bro.
Maybe like a 4th rounder for him
because I mean, for those who don't know, Julian Love can play safety. He could jump in a nickel.
He was originally a nickel corner at Notre Dame. Then he got moved to corner at the Giants. Then Graham moved him to free safety, and now he just plays everything.
See, but what would it take for us to get Julian Love?
I say like a 4th or a 5th. Maybe like a 5th and a 7th.
I would do that.
And then obviously he's being retained. Like he's a good starting free safety.
Yeah, definitely.
And Harmon can play middle, and then you can move. Honestly, in my opinion, what should happen, and I hope they do, because it's kind of started working the last couple of weeks, or like, they've started using it more, is Abram gets out of here. You can find someone to fill his box linebacker role. It's really not difficult. And then you move Harmon to free safety, and you move Merrick back to strong safety, where he was almost better in college.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Let me see real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, I want Javon Holland too, but the Dolphins aren't trading Javon Holland. And if they are, be prepared to give like a 1st round pick at minimum. Yeah, because he's a top 5-7 safety in the NFL right now.
Hey, Scout, who was heavy on Javon Holland?
I don't know. I think it was you.
Yeah, very, very high.
Every year, I have one player I'm always like way too low on, and one player that I'm higher on than everyone else, and the low player always like shits. Like they always shit my rankings and look really good, and the player I'm really high on always does really good. So just get rid of the Parham was like a top 20 player for me this year.
Oh yeah. No, you were always high on Dylan Parham. A lot of us took him in our mock drafts as well.
In like the 3rd, 4th round, I had him like a top 20 player.
I was high on Bailey Zapp, and then he threw two bad picks in the second half. That tweet came way too early, but I'm gonna be real.
No, he looked good when he was actually starting.
Yeah, he looks good, bro.
But I don't want to hear no dumbass Mac Jones to the Raiders stuff.
Oh no, fuck no, bro. Look, I don't even think that Josh McDaniels liked him. He had to really.
No, that was definitely, I think, Belichick just like wanting a quarterback.
Yeah, no, definitely. So,
honestly, if we're trading for a quarterback, trade for Geno at this point.
In all honesty, Okay.
It's a joke.
You are David Ziegler right now. What's going to happen before the deadline November 1st? In your eyes, like what's realistic? Like what happens?
All right, trade off Abram.
Okay, what do we get for him?
I don't know, a fifth, maybe
Okay.
a sixth.
Okay.
Probably more like a sixth, like the Hankins return.
I agree. I think it's
But
six.
if some team offers you a fifth, you take
you
it
jump on it.
instantly.
If somebody,
If
they said that already, he'd be gone already.
Yeah. If anyone offers you anything, you probably take it.
Bye.
Who else?
So Abrams out of here for a fifth or sixth round. Okay.
I'm trying to think who else would have some value to like ship off to get some picks. Obviously Waller, but you can't trade him.
So okay, because we've talked about Waller like crazy.
If you trade him, you do it in the offseason. But that's his own thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you trade off like I think Abrams like the only guy. Klee maybe, but he's been good in his role. Yeah, Abrams probably the only guy you can get like a decent value out of.
Okay.
And you go out, you trade for again, Julian Love, that's my opinion. And like some other small name, maybe send I don't know, some depth corner or something.
I mean, what does it cost to go get William Jackson? I mean, they already paid half of his
probably like a fourth or a fifth. Probably like a fifth based off his contract, but that's the thing is his contract.
But they already pretty much paid. They paid over half of his contract already.
That's true.
So I would go get this. You got a half a year of him this year and a whole nother year. I would do that right now. I would offer him a fourth for William Jackson. I think he'd have a resurgence over here, at least, especially with Nate Hobbs out for the foreseeable future. We need another.
Sadly.
Averett looked bad, bro.
I think that could also just be he hasn't played
rest.
5-6 weeks. Like it's time for him to kind of. To the guy saying, "Don't." What is it? What did you say? Get Abram for a fifth. Don't sell it for less because he was a first round pick. Yeah, he hasn't played anywhere. He's played like a fifth round pick.
Yeah,
like
Alexander.
It doesn't matter what his pick was.
The Bears aren't going to trade a 25-year-old for a 30-year-old tight end.
No.
You know,
when they have Cole, like Komet's been decent.
Well, we like Cole Kmet. We're Notre Dame guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he hasn't lived up to the billing thus far in his young career.
No.
And a tight end is supposed to be a young quarterback's best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like his go-to guy. And I think that Waller could be that, but they're not going to trade for a 30-year-old.
Especially with his contract now, which is easy to get out of.
Oh, definitely. But if you could trade like head up for Waller for Raquan, I'm doing it.
Oh, yeah. If you like Waller for Roquan, shit.
Oh yeah, all day, all day, every day. You're getting a potential star a star linebacker, which we haven't had in many years, and shit, I'm doing it. Yeah. Let's look at this injury report real quick, man. I know Klee was out for a while. Abram was out for a while.
Adams returned to practice today.
Okay, so he's back. So I mean, I didn't.
Not that
I didn't
he wasn't going to play.
No,
not like any of the players with the injuries, with illness, aren't going to play.
Yeah, but looking at the Saints, their side of things, Michael Thomas still dealing with that foot injury. It looks as though he's not going to play.
Good.
Who else? They named. Yeah, they named Andy Dalton the starting quarterback.
That's fine. I'd rather play him than Jameis.
Me too.
Jameis can scramble.
Marshawn Lattimore is still out. I believe with the
suck for the Saints.
Yeah. Abdomen. I believe it's an abdomen injury.
I got it pulled up.
Okay.
Where is it? There we go. So for them, Thomas is probably out. Landry's probably out. Troutman's probably out. Lattimore's probably out. Paulson Adebo would start, and he's
been limited, right?
So that sucks for him.
What's his name?
Ryan Ramczyk got added to the report with a knee injury.
Okay.
That's their left.
That'd be big.
Yeah. And then Juwan Johnson, their backup tight end, got limited with a hamstring injury.
Isn't Andres injured as well? Is he still on the list?
Yeah, he's limited.
Okay.
All I'm saying is that Shaheed Hadeed is going to probably score a fucking 70-yard touchdown this week.
What is your predictions for this game, Scout? Give me some predictions, man.
33-28 Raiders.
So you got it pretty close.
I have the Saints defense getting a touchdown.
Wow. And they've been insanely bad this season.
I just feel like this is the game. It's East Coast game, 1 p.m. Obviously new coaching, but I just feel like we're gonna have some fucking play that just ends up with them getting a touchdown.
Damn, because up to this point, man, these past 3 games, I just read something that. Let me see.
Then again, literally, if we pass the ball more than we run the ball, I'm gonna be pissed. They have like the 28th ranked run defense.
Yeah. DC 3 touchdowns, 0 INTs, 670 yards the past 3 games. I like that, and a big part of that is because we're running the ball. Josh Jacobs is running the ball.
Oh yeah. Jacobs gonna have another big game.
33-28. Give us some predictions. What is Waller, Devontae, DC? These guys. What are they looking like? Is Waller gonna bounce back this Sunday?
It's a good matchup for him, but Demario Davis is a damn good cover linebacker.
Definitely. Who's your MVPs on the offensive side of the ball?
Offense, Jacobs, easy.
Is he going for over 100 again?
He's going for over 140 again.
Woo, talk that shit.
142 touchdowns.
Okay.
First career receiving touchdown.
Damn, I wish I had him in fantasy. Oh, I'm playing you this week too.
Are you?
Bro, I lost to Cody last week. He only had 3 players starting.
How?
Guess the 3 players he had.
Jacobs?
No.
Jamar?
Was it Chase? Put like this. Burrow had 50 points.
I can look at yours.
There's a young running back in Seattle that I don't want to.
So you lost. Walker. He scored 101.3 points, and there ain't no way he scored 101 in.
Bro, he had like 3 players, like 3 or 4 players at the most in.
I gotta look at this. Hold on. Was that week 7? Yeah.
Bro, I got cooked, and I had a full roster, bro. Shit is terrible, dog. DC 353 TDs, Jacobs 148.
Yeah. Burrow put up 49.2. Kemba Walker put up 31. Debo put up 9, and Graham Gano put up 11.
Bro, I got cooked, bro.
He was missing a defense, flex, tight end, and receiver too.
and Cody only won 1 game this season, bro. Up to that point.
I'm 5-2. This is gonna be a brutal game.
I was 4-3. I'm 4. I lost 2 in a row. I was 4-1. Fucking.
I need Kamara. Oh shit! I need Kamara to go off, but I don't want him to go off.
Well, hopefully he gets traded, and then we ain't got to worry about. Then we can battle it out the other way.
I'm so pissed in my dynasty league, bro. I had Jamar, and of course he gets hurt.
Oh, fuck.
But I have Jacobs. I have Jacobs and Eckler at running back, so it's just unfair.
Who's the guy out there to go get now that Jamar Chase is out in fantasy? For those who play
fantasy,
yeah.
Let me look because this is the dynasty league. Like, oh, what is that?
I bet you're gonna say Tony or some shit.
Could it? Oh shit! I would. No. Ooh, Wan'Dale Robinson though. Like he might be.
Yeah. That's a nice name.
Let's see. Alex
Pierce.
Alex Pierce been okay.
Paris Campbell's been good.
Jacoby Myers, if he's available somehow.
Mm-hmm. Paris Campbell's been good too.
Yeah. Isaiah McKenzie's been good. Outside of last week. Loki, if Matt Collins is somehow on your waivers, pick his ass up.
I got him on my bench on one of my leagues.
I don't know if I should start him this week. I got Adams, Renfro, Alex Pierce, Jacoby Myers, Matt Collins, and a bunch of other receivers. I'm trying to find which 3 to start. I think I'm going Adams, Jacoby, Collins.
Chloe, chill out. My dog in there the garbage man is out there. She losing her shit.
I don't know. We need to re-sign Matt Collins.
So let me ask you this real quick. Another pump the brake question.
Oh, Robbie Anderson is a good ass. Whoever said that is a smart pickup.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially with Marquise Brown out. That is really good.
And potentially AJ Green getting traded to Green Bay.
Who the fuck is killing someone above me? Damn.
My dog going crazy. Somebody's killing somebody upstairs.
It's like there's been like at least like wait. No, it stopped. Someone's dropped something a bunch of times.
Hey, do we need to pump the brakes on the whole Josh Jacobs talk right now? Don't get me wrong.
You gotta chill on signing him to an extension for the one reason of, and I hate saying this, obviously his run blocking's been better this year.
Yes.
But he also has a shit ton more incentive this year. Contract year. Like let's chill out on the money. Like, I hate doing that, but Jacobs was good his rookie year. Fell down second, third year. Granted, some shitty play calling, bad run blocking. But this year, it's like he's got obviously insane run blocking, but the incentives there is kind of like it's there. So you don't want to go out and give him $30 million over 3 years and then have him just shit the bed like year 1 and 2. I would say if he keeps this up though, just franchise tag him. It's
But
$2 million.
that's $12.5 million,
Is
right?
it 12 and a half?
Yeah, bro. I think that's $12.5 million.
Shit, I thought it was. Oh, or did I think use the? I think I was saying use the like transition tag, which is where you can decline. You get the option to match the first offer made to him, and if you match it, he has to sign it.
I want him to play through the year, stay healthy, and then we can revisit the situation.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Look at the highest paid running backs in the league right now. We know Derrick Henry. He can get it done all across the board. He's top 2 running back.
I think he's just I hate paying running backs.
I do too. But look at this list though. Dalvin Cook, he can get it done in the run game when he's healthy and in the pass game. Alvin Kamara can get it done in the run game and the pass game. Saquon Barkley, the same. Joe Mixon, the same. Aaron Jones, Nick Chubb, the same. I feel like we're jumping the gun right now in terms of trying to go out here and make him the highest.
Aaron Jones is so overpaid.
He is, definitely is.
Damn.
But they're all, these guys are all very active on both sides.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think Josh has gotten better.
Josh is like, I hate it because at Bama, Josh was really good in the receiving game, and then it just kind of disappeared slowly.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to see him get used more in the receiving game this year because he's explosive.
Yeah.
He's explosive, good at, I'm going to say after the catch, like, he's good with the ball in his hands type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Got open field agility. Like, just give him the ball in space.
So
and if you're not going to give him the ball in space, give the ball to someone in space, receiving wise. Like, just fucking give the Zamir isn't a great receiver, but get him on the field, please.
why are we not seeing more of him? I don't get me wrong. I know Josh.
Honestly, I don't care. Like, I don't care if we're seeing Zamir or Bolden or Abdullah. We need.
I don't want to see Bolden at all anymore.
I don't. But what I'm saying is, like, we need to see another running back. Like,
Yeah.
at this rate, Jacobs is going to get hurt in 2 to 3 weeks, and he's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks.
And that's why I'm so
Like what?
pumped
Zamir
for
had
Brent.
one
gosh.
carry last week, and then he had 1 the week before, and I think 3 versus Denver. Like, you gotta rotate someone in with Jacobs.
And where's
I get
Amir
he's
Abdullah?
insane.
Where's Amir Abdullah?
He had a catch last week.
He did, but I'm just saying, like, these guys, like, now it's like now that you go in the run game.
I'd rather see Abdullah benched and Britton Brown active if you're not going to use Abdullah. Like, just
I agree.
I'd rather have Britton Brown in. So if you take Jacobs out for a play, you put Brown in and let him run it. Like,
I agree. Shout out to Raider Mike. Yo, would y'all rather draft McCall or Leary for a late round quarterback for the future? By the way, I'm high on Nick Hampton for linebackers. Shout out to App State. Shout out to Raider Mike.
Hampton's more of a pass rusher, but yes.
Okay.
Hampton is my guy. Hampton is, like, out of any player in this class, Hampton is my guy.
Now, I haven't done my due diligence yet on McCall.
I've watched him basically every single game, so, like, I know, like,
Okay.
everything about my camp.
You know McCall and Leary, though? McCall and Leary?
Larry's the NC State quarterback.
Got you. Okay.
I like him, but the injury is now a concern. But it also means he's going to fall. I like McCall. I like McCall, but, like, he's Coastal, and I hate Coastal, and it, like, bias everything I do, like, scouting wise with them. But he's a decent quarterback.
Isaiah Likely looked great last night.
He just throws the ball really fucking weird, and I feel like he's gonna tear something in his elbow. He throws it like a pitcher, basically, and it's like, oh, okay, this is terrifying.
Zeus only has 5 carries on the year. Damn. Shout out to my little sister in the chat. Love you too, sis. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
5.
So you're letting this season play out, and you're gonna franchise tag Jacobs if need be,
or a cheap 1 to 2 year deal.
Okay. But it's just, man, I want to see what Sincere McCormick can do coming off that IR, bro.
Same.
Like,
I just hope they better cut Bolden in the offseason.
So
there's no way he should have a $2.5 million cap hit next year. It should not happen.
What's a surprise name out there that you can see us potentially going out and getting? A potential, like a splash, not just a just a Jack Conklin or one of these guys, like a surprise name that we could potentially make a splash for them, but no one's talking about.
All right, this name literally just popped in my head. I need to make sure that they have a replacement.
Okay. Take your time. Let me read this super real quick while you look it up. Shout out to Kara. Appreciate you on a $10 donation. To be honest, we don't need Abrams due to the fact of having three safeties, but we all know Abram will ball out with the grudge on another team. Do we want that? Especially if he lands in the AFC. I'm gonna be honest there. I'm cool with that. I'm cool. I think we know what Abrams' game is now at this point.
Okay, so they don't have a full replacement, but Jerome Baker, maybe. He's been kind of ass in their new defense.
Jerome Baker. That's the name I haven't.
I don't think it would happen, but like if you could pull it out, or pull out like random DeForest Buckner.
See, no, we talked about
DeForest Buckner could happen. I mean,
you think so?
I feel like they definitely had reached out. The Colts suck. You probably have to give up your first round pick for him.
Oh no, more than that.
Yeah, I know. You probably have to give up your first and a little bit more, but shit, DeForest Buckner.
You might have to give up Devontae's a first and a second to get
you probably have to give up a first and some other stuff.
If you can get DeForest Buckner, bro, take my first all day. I know you got to pay him. I don't give a shit. You pay him. Hell no. Let me see. Shout out to Kara. I appreciate you, fam. But I'm not really worried about Abram going anywhere, to be honest.
Honestly, if Abram goes anywhere, it's just like, all right, cool. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm not looking at him to do any damage anywhere else. He's had all the opportunity in the world to do it here, and he hasn't got it done.
Damage to us.
Shout out to Wasted Graphk. Any word on the Jack Conklin front?
I don't know. That's for you to decide.
Pause.
Yeah. Who else is there? Teamer's not a starter. Yeah, Teamer shouldn't be on the team. But.
Shout out to Raider Nation Wasted Scrub talent. My guy. Let me see. First, Kuntz in a fifth. OG said.
They don't really need a pass rusher.
Why are we not seeing Kuntz? Like why are we not seeing him?
I don't know. But
we're last.
Why are we just rotating players?
I don't get it, bro. Like you have.
I'm not gonna give up on Patrick Graham for the one reason of being he has a shit ton of Gus Bradley guys trying to figure out his fucking scheme or fit into his scheme. Like you look at the guys that he brought in. Yeah, Harmon, good. Mm-hmm. Yasin, good. Chandler has looked good as of recently.
Outside of the quarterback.
Bilal Nichols has been good. Andrew Billings has been good. Mm-hmm. But like you look at guys that he specifically has brought in, they fit his scheme and they're playing great. But
even Patrick Graham, he moved Hobbs around. Like
Hobbs and Crosby don't really count because they can fit in almost any scheme. But you look at guys that were like not his scheme, they kind of suck ass.
Yeah.
Abram, Merrig. Like he has a bunch of guys that he's trying to fit them into his scheme and they can't really fit that well.
I don't feel like we have a linebacker outside of Blake Martinez.
Perriman's been okay. Like he just hasn't been the same in the run defense as he was last year, simply because this year he's playing farther off that line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. But he's still a force, and if he's still cheap, like $4 to $5 million a year, I'd re-sign him. But if he wants anything more than $5 million, he's got to go. Yeah,
that's what my guy said. Andy and Wasted agreed on $4 million a year for him.
It's just like I love Perriman, and I think $4 to $5 million is honestly like a fair assessment for him, especially. But thank God we didn't pay him after last year because it would have been a horrible idea.
Give me two big names outside of our team that may move on. Two names that we may see traded at the deadline. We've already seen CMC go to the Niners. Wait, who?
Bradley Chubb.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck? Okay, Bradley. Where does he go though? Graham Cam, I'm used to Scout cutting me off every time we do a show, bro. Don't worry about it. Hey, but I love it though. Hey, I want little bro to get his shit off, man. Because the thing with Scout is he is a goat on Instagram, but he never gets to voice his opinions, right? So when he gets on live, he has a lot to say. Yeah. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
So I had the Rams, Jags, and Packers trading for Bradley Chubb. Why
I
the
can see the
fuck do I
Rams.
have the Jags?
Well, there's rumors of them moving on from Josh
Yeah,
Allen.
that's true. Rams, I had the Rams giving up a second. The Rams are so damn difficult to make made.
Do they
mock
have a
trades
second?
with. They have a second.
Okay.
It's so damn difficult to make mock trades because they don't have any damn picks. I had a second this year, a sixth this year, and a second next year.
So the Rams are just never planning to draft at all,
which is so stupid because
they don't give a fuck.
Because if you look at their team, it's literally like a bunch of undrafted talent right now.
That's facts.
And players that somehow become good and then they leave and they're dog shit, like Sebastian Joseph Day.
Bro, Bauer has been like inactive, right? Like,
yeah,
it's just been a healthy scratch like every week.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And after he had a really, really good preseason, and we can't get to the quarterback, so I don't really get it.
Okay, so we kept the Meek. I want to clarify to this dude. We kept the Meek over Rasul Douglas because Gus Bradley ran zone defense and Rasul Douglas runs man defense, and it just doesn't work to have a zone corner in his man corner playing in zone defense. It doesn't work.
Well, there you go. AJ
and Meek's been good this year. Like
no, he has.
In the nickel, he's been really damn good. On the outside, it's horrifying, but the nickel, he's good.
He only gave up what one reception or something last week?
He gave 0 last week.
0? Oh shit!
On like 4 targets. No, he wasn't even targeted last week.
I thought he gave up 1 for like 8 yards or something.
Maybe he did. I don't know. I just didn't notice a Meek, which was
yeah. Let me see. Shout to Pace. How much is Zeke paying Jacobs and how many years? Well, Scout said at the most you're looking at 1 or 2 years, right? Like a 2-year.
I think that's
extension?
fair.
Yeah.
His injuries are going to come into play with the contract. Like even how good he is this year, you got to bring in the fact like, yo, you get hurt. Like,
yeah, bro. I mean, but that's why I'm pumping the brakes on the whole Jacobs talk because I want him to get through a full year.
Let us get to the end of the year and we can talk about contract extensions. The only 2 players right now that deserve, and if we were to give him an in-season extension, even though Jacobs does deserve one, is Hollins and Andrew Billings.
Yeah.
And Rock. All right, those 3.
I agree.
Billings deserves Billing.
Bro, former 6th round pick out of Baylor. He's been like a practice squad guy damn near his whole career.
Except for 1 year. It's like his second year. He's
with Cincinnati, right?
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. But Pace, I look, at the end of the day, man, we may franchise him for that 12.5, but I would sign him to 2 years if he continues to ball out like he is and stays healthy this year.
Oh, he was a 4th round pick.
Who?
Billings.
I thought he was a 5th or a 6th.
He's a 4th round. He was a top 160 pick.
Oh.
Yeah, his second year in the league, he had 2.5 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, 32 tackles in 16 games. But this year he's been good. He's been like our best run defender on the interior, which is why we moved Hankins.
3-year, $30 million, 15-20 guarantee for Jacobs.
No, please. You cannot give a running back $20 million guaranteed.
That's tough, man, especially with all that money on the offensive side of the ball. I don't see it.
And it's such an easy replaceable position.
Yeah. Shout out to Sean, man. How many running backs are on our active roster? It's Amir, it's Zeus, it's Brandon Bolden, and it's Josh Jacobs. Yeah. If you want to count Jacob Johnson,
Did you say Britton Brown?
Oh, Britton Brown as well.
Yeah, we have 5, I think.
Yeah,
and
5 of them.
And we have 6 with.
We the people said Jacobs is worth Henry money.
Dude, okay. No, he is not. And yes, running back is the easiest to replace position in the NFL.
Bro, we just drafted Zeus in the 4th round.
James Robinson literally was playing better than Jacobs for his 2 years in the league.
UDFA.
And then he just got traded for a 4th round pick to replace Breece Hall. And we're going to watch him basically replace Breece Hall's production.
I thought it was a 6th.
Oh, it was a 6th. I can give him a 5th. That's what it is.
Okay. Yeah,
but running back is so easily replaceable.
Yeah, no, definitely. We already got 3 of them. We got Britton Brown, Sincere.
No, okay. Not that those 3 are going to be same level as Jacobs, but I would rather pay 4 running backs $7 million total than 1 running back $12 million total.
Yeah.
So he's ain't produced because he's been on 5 plays.
Is your opinion? I know Hankins has been losing playing time week in and week out anyway. do we let him go because we're planning on making a move for another DT, or is it because Matthew Butler and Neil Farrell, it's time to see what our young pups can do?
I think it's time for Neil Farrell.
Okay.
Like he's gotten off the ball really well. He's lost weight. Like he came into camp at 340, I think, and now he's down to like 310. So 30 pounds difference for him is massive. And Butler has been solid when he's played.
No, definitely. Shout out to Just Another DJ. I like this question right here. Docs, what happens with this roster if the Raiders lose Sunday? Well, we don't want to think like that. Yeah, but are the Raiders trading away or trading for more? I'm gonna put it like this: if you lose against New Orleans on Sunday, to me, I'm selling. I'm not buying.
It's depressing if we lose.
Yeah, I'm not. Look, bro, you're 2-5. I'm selling. I'm no longer buying at all.
Zeus did produce on one of those. He basically like won the Broncos game. He like ended it with his one run, and then the other ones have been 4 straight dives down the middle. Like
Zeus he's looked okay in limited fashion. It's just right now you got to get the ball.
He had one run that was left side between the left guard and Miller, and it went for like 22 yards, and then the rest have been right behind James.
Let me see. Zeus is slow. You don't have to pay Jacobs now, but understand if he continues to tear it up, it's going to cost more. Yeah. Why? I agree, but I don't, because just like we said, other teams are going to use that the prior injuries as a bargaining tool.
He's already reached his value. Like, I don't think even if he plays, I don't think there's much more money he can get off of this year, because teams aren't just going to pay him off this year. They're going to pay him off the last 2 years before this when he hasn't been great, and combined with the injuries, like there definitely is. You don't just get paid off 1 year. That's what it is.
So I'm going to have to do a video on Julian Love because this is my guy, Scouts dude. So I'm gonna have to do a video on him today, and we're gonna put that into the universe that he's gonna be a Raider, because we do need some versatility on the defensive side of the ball. Safety, nickel, you can play all across the board. We do need some help on the. What are we, the 26th ranked defense at this point?
I think 25 or so. 25,
26, and we're the third highest passing offense in the league, right?
If you're adding people in trades to the defense,
it has to be. It's like that's why I'm shocked that we're even looking at linemen. I mean, offense. I mean, I know we want to get better in pass pro, but like we need to get better on the defensive side of the ball, bro. Yeah. What have you seen thus far with Blake Martinez in limited fashion?
His coverage is as advertised. Pretty shit.
Yep.
His run defense has actually not been awful.
No, he's kind of been all over the ball.
Dameon Pierce put him on skates, but I don't think there was anyone on this team that could tackle Dameon Pierce.
Pierce is a dog, bro. It's gonna happen. What about Divine Diablo, bro? I know he's leading the team in tackling.
His coverage has gotten better the last 3 weeks. It sucks because like he's going steadily up, and now he's hurt for a game.
Yeah. He's dealing with injury right now. Yeah. What is he dealing with? He fell on
back and shoulder. There you go. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I think he's worth the money. OG says, let's keep it 100 because Josh got injured, because he is the type of running back that's going to hit you and not get out of bounds. I think he's worth the money.
See, but at the same time, part of being a running back is also knowing when to not have contact. Like you want to look for contact and try and get extra yards, but there's also times you need to
avoid that by all costs.
You need to like the Justin Reed truck, it was cool, but if he bounced it to the outside, he had another like 10, 12, maybe a touchdown. But instead, he went inside. It's just like those small little things. Like
I love that play though. I love that play.
Yeah, no, I loved it. His rookie year versus the Chiefs, he did the same thing almost. He had a play. He could have gone outside, and he should have gone outside. Instead, he went inside and got tackled. But it was like, just go outside.
Have you heard any updates? I mean, I know Hobbs is already out for 4 weeks anyway. Have you heard anything on what he's looking like in getting ready for the rest? You know what I mean?
I think as soon as he can come back, he'll be back.
I mean, is it 4? Do you think it's gonna be 4 weeks? Is it gonna be 5, 6? I mean,
I think it's 4. It sucks. I really wanted to see Hobbs in person because I'm going to the Jags game, and instead it's just like, shit. Now I gotta watch Meek Robertson in the slot.
What's more of a need, the D-line, linebackers, or corners? I think the D-line, because it all starts at the front.
I think, Only the interior D line. Because I feel like
Yep.
if you can start getting more pressure on that interior D line, the linebackers can slowly get better.
Mm-hmm.
The corners will get better. I'm honestly not really worried about the corners. Like Rock is
Solid.
is good. Like
Averett's going to get better when he gets that
Rock
rush
needs a
off him.
contract extension some point. Hobbs is good when he comes back. Amik in the slot has looked good. Sam Webb has looked good. Averett, I'll give him a pass for considering he basically hadn't played in 6 weeks. But if it happens again, then it's like, okay.
But what does that money look like for Rocket Sin coming off?
I think like his lack of turnovers is going to severely decrease his price.
Yeah.
So maybe like 7-8 million, which I'll pay like
all day.
All day.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I think right now his projected contract is like 4 years, 24 million, which is like 6 million a year. Like shit, I'll do that in a heartbeat.
Shout out to 1970. Let Jacobs finish the season. Let him test the market, then decide on contract. If market isn't good, could sign him for less money. I agree. And to be honest with you, Raider for life, he wants to be here. The man got a Raider tattoo. He was drafted here. He did not take this shit personal with Josh McDaniels and Zeke. You know, he just said, look, I'm going out there and playing football. Like, you know, he wants to be in Vegas. I think regardless, I'm not going to say that Jacobs would take a super team-friendly deal, but when you know someone wants to be there, it kind of helps the cause. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. So look, yeah, definitely I'd let him finish out the season as well and then go from there. Because also you get to kind of see where Wilder, what's the out with Wilder's contract?
You just cut him or trade him. Like he has basically no dead cap. I want to address like the we the people. So let me see what was it.
I'll be wrong about Jacobs.
I don't care. I mean, if I'm wrong about Jacobs, I'll be wrong about Jacobs. I'd be happy to be wrong about not paying him. But the thing is, you can't pay a guy simply because he's the only reason your team is winning. That makes you overpay him, and it makes you undervalue the other positions. Yeah, we've been running the ball really well, and a lot of that has gone to the offensive line. Like, our offensive line and run blocking is stupid good. But Jacobs has also been good. But you can't overvalue him simply because he's helping you win, if that makes sense.
Hey, my sports reviews. Let me just say this. He says, please take Yannick back and send us some compensation. He bamboozled us. Well, we're feeling like that with Chandler Jones. You know, we haven't got, well, don't get me wrong. He's been all over the place, but we haven't gotten any sacks out of it. Does he have a half a sack now?
He does have half a sack.
Half a sack. Pause if necessary. A half of sack. My sports reviews. How many does Yannick have this year?
2, but he's been dog shit versus the run.
We already knew that.
He's allowing like 7 yards per carry to his side. It's fucking embarrassing. And we have Rock. So
yeah, no, I'd rather have Rock over Yannick 10 times.
I'd rather have him any day of the week. Now, listen, I want one last thing. I'm not saying not to pay Jacobs and not to pay Jacobs.
Scout is high as fuck.
Yeah. Not to avoid paying Jacobs and let him walk in this. I'm saying you can't pay him right now, and you have to see what happens the rest of the year.
There you go.
And again, I'm not saying let your best players walk, because Jacobs right now is playing like our best player, but he's not the best player on offense. And it's pretty clear. It's just you can't overvalue a player because he's simply winning you games.
No, this is fact.
Especially a running back, which position you can replace. I don't think you view running back as an easily replaceable position.
Scout is canceled.
90% of people view it as an easy to replace position. So
we're gonna call Clee right nut and Chandler Jones left nut. Half a sack each. Left nut, right nut. Shout out to Black Sales Sports Talks. What's up, family? What's good, Scout? Hey, though, how much damn money are we going to allocate to the offense? This is facts. A lot of it. How much is too much? Well, look, now you're paying for that high-powered offense, but you're 2-4, and everybody's complaining about the 25th, 26th ranked defense. It's like, this is what happens when you put all the money on the offensive side of the ball and you only pay Chandler Jones and Max Crosby. This is what happens.
At the same time, offense is always going to be overpaid than defense, for the simple fact is quarterback,
wide
receiver, and O-line always have usually bigger cap hits. But yeah, we need to invest more in defense,
Well, I
especially
mean,
the
look,
interior line.
we're doing the total opposite from what the Chicago Bears usually do. Pay the defense, don't pay anybody shit on the offense. We're
I'd
going
rather pay, we just need. I just want one star player on defense. Not that we don't like Hobbs and Max are star, but I want like a game wrecking. I just want a game wrecking linebacker. Like that
Me
changes
too.
your entire defense.
Bro, it's been forever, dog. Like
Who was the last like
I don't know.
good linebacker? Obviously, Navarro Bowman was good when he played for us.
He was like 98 when he played for us.
But what is like the last good linebacker the Raiders have drafted and developed themselves?
Never Wary. That's when it happened. Never Wary 33rd.
Maybe. I was gonna say C.M. Moore. He was good for like a year.
Damn, CO.
He went to my high school, actually.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Josh. You both have great chemistry together. Love watching these while I'm at work. I appreciate you, my brother. Also, shout out to AD. If we don't pay JJ, I'm looking at Tony Pollard. $7 to $8 million a year for 3 years. If we aren't going to give Zeus Byrne, who has everything to be a star. I like Pollard. I think that
I want to pay.
I don't want to pay me, but I think Pollard is one of those guys that makes that offense turn. Like when the Cowboys actually get Pollard involved, that's when they really start showing that what they should look like on the offensive side of the ball.
Pollard is better than Zeke.
Oh yeah, this is facts.
Like it's without a doubt.
Shout out to my dog AD, man, Millionaire Rise. That's my guy right there.
Rephrase what I said about not paying the player that wins you games. I'm saying you can't overvalue a player that wins you games. Yeah, like there's a difference. There's a difference in value between quarterback and running back, and I think we're kind of forgetting that line right now.
Yeah, like Kirk Morrison and Howard. Damn, bro, Beekert. So
long story short, it was almost before I was born.
There you go.
Yeah.
This factory. Isn't this what you want out of a player to win you games? Pay him. Irvin, this is facts, but it's also
you want him, but you also don't want to tie up another $13-14 million to your offense that already is performing really well, and that's another $14 million to your defense that you just can't fucking pay.
Irvin, we just paid Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller, and both of them are not performing up to their contract.
That's my only concern with Jacobs, and that's what I've been saying is he's not been a consistent player.
Yeah.
Like, if he was this good throughout everything in his career, yeah, all right, cool. Obviously, the run blocking and the injuries have been a problem, but, like...
Definitely.
You can't just pay him off one single year.
Yeah, we can't get hyped about the last 3 or 4 games and just throw the checkbook at him. That's not how this shit works.
No.
Let me see. Shout out to Rube real quick. Do you think we can make a deal sending Waller to the Colts with the day 2 pick for Buckner, or what do you think we could get for Waller? I'm going to say this, Rube, real quick. Waller's going to be a Raider. He just signed an extension. He's not going anywhere. The Colts wouldn't do that. They just put in Ellinger as a starter for now. I think at this point.
They also have what they had. Sorry, I cut you off. They also have Jelani Woods, Mo Alley Cox, and someone else. They don't really need tight end.
And they have a bunch of receiving options already with was it Paris Campbell, Alec Pierce, the young guy from USC.
They need an O-line, not an O-line. They need another receiver. Sorry.
Oh, Indianapolis?
Mm-hmm.
I think they have if anything, they need a veteran presence. They have
T.Y. Hilton, just bring him back.
I mean, I don't know how much it'll help, but they could use another veteran because they got a bunch of young guys. But Waller's going to be a Raider. Look, you guys, I talked about that on previous videos because at some point, if you want to beef that defense up outside of just draft capital, right, you have to get rid of one of those offensive contracts. And at this point, if Waller can't stay healthy and he's dealing with hamstring issue after hamstring issue, that was the contract I'm unloading. That's the only reason I mentioned Waller before in previous videos, because I'm like, if you want to get the defense better, you have to unload one of those contracts. But I don't see it happening. I think Josh McDaniels still believes in Waller, and I think once he gets better or healthy all the way, he'll perform. But I just want more from him. I want him to look like he wants to be out there. Like, he's giving me Amari Cooper vibes at this point. Like, for real. Like, just kind of like, whatever. You know what I mean? But shout out to Josh. Mitch Renz says that if we don't make the playoffs, we should cut DC. What do y'all think? So Scout froze up like a stripper. I'm going to put him out real quick. Let him pull back in. You're not cutting Derek Carr, Josh. You're not. What you're going to do is you're going to keep him for another year and go draft a quarterback. So either way, I believe that DC will be here this year and next year, regardless of anything. you're not unloading Derek Carr until you have a future quarterback. Someone that can back him up. So I don't think there's any way that you just allow DC, you just let him go after the season. There's no way. I think he's here for this year, and then you draft one early on next year, and you keep him as the bridge guy.
Also, the Colts don't really like Carr. Probably could get you a first round pick, maybe.
You think Carr?
Maybe he's a quarterback in the NFL. Usually they can go for, but
no trade clause.
That's true. Well, he's not getting traded because he has no trade clause.
Yeah,
I'm saying I think the Colts a year ago offered 2 first round picks for him, and we declined it, or at least a first round pick.
Wow.
But
I believe Carr is retiring. Real shit. If
we go to trade him, he's retiring. And I think what has to happen is you not trade him. You either draft a late round guy this year to develop, or you drafted an early guy in 2024, which I prefer considering it has a far more talented top QB class.
Yeah.
Like Drake May.
Who's your guy?
QBs are not easily replaced. What the look at the Colts.
Yeah.
Since Andrew Luck retired, they've had a different starting quarterback every single year, and it's about to happen again next year. Look at the Patriots. Look at the Commanders, the Panthers, the Falcons. Quarterback is not easily replaced.
Real quick, while I'm covering up Scout's face, shout out to Giovanni. I love Josh Jacobs, but you're right. Declining the 5th-year option has him running angry, and it's Zeke playing mind games. Running backs burn hot, then flame out quick. Just the nature of the position. Salute to my guys. Gio, this is facts, my brother. Look, bro, sometimes I love guys like Giovanni that'll come in and be more of a voice of reason, because we can't just jump the gun and throw a bag at Josh. He has to do this week in and week out. If we get to the playoffs and he continues to run mad, pay the man. But until then, pump the brakes. Let me get real quick before we get out of here.
Yeah.
I want your top 5 quarterbacks in next year's draft. It has nothing to do with nothing we have going on. Just right now, just off the top.
You mean 2023?
Yes, I know it's going to change when the draft process happens. But before we get out, I want to know. And everybody, real quick, wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Also, follow our brother Raiders.Scout on Instagram, at Raiders.Scout on IG. Go ahead.
So there's been a top QB every year after every draft. No shit. That's how the draft works. There's also been a top running back, receiver, tight end, tackle, guard, center, pass rusher, linebacker, corner, and safety. It's how the draft works. Just because there's a good quarterback in the draft doesn't mean quarterbacks are replaceable. Baker Mayfield was a number 1 overall pick. All right.
Yep.
Sam Darnold was 4th overall, and he's now the backup to Baker Mayfield. Quarterback is not easily replaced. It simply isn't. Look at the Raiders before Carr. Look at Commanders, Giants, Colts. You can call it mismanagement.
What do you think of this right here? ML,
it's so bullshit.
Okay, got you.
I didn't prove your point. I literally just said that there's a good quarterback in every class because that's how quarterbacks work. It's not replaceable. Last year, the number 1 quarterback was Kenny Pickett, and he's dog shit.
Yeah.
But top 5 quarterbacks this year: Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. Shit, this is where it gets weird.
You don't like Caleb?
Caleb's 2024. 2023. No, 4. Yeah, it's 2024.
So he has another year.
Yeah. 2024 is a whole different thing. I can get into that. There is 5, 6, 7 guys I have first round grades on.
So you don't like my young pup out of Kentucky, huh?
I was about to say Levis. I was about it.
Will Levis.
Hooker's that one's difficult because he's got some talent, but he also has a ton of flaws, and he's 25, and it's can't really spend a first round pick on that.
A hooker out of Tennessee, right?
Yeah, I think Levis. Richardson's been kind of bad recently, but he has so much raw athletic talent and he's young too. I think, right? He's only 23, so I think the team takes him.
I'm good, man. Let me say this. Realistically, this how I end this off. When do we take a quarterback? If we don't,
late this year, like 5th, 6th round this year.
Yeah. And I mean if we don't win a playoff game this year, like when do you take a quarterback?
I still think late 5th, 6th round this year. Just like some Jalen Hurts is from Alabama. But some young kind of quarterback just to develop them. And if ideally they're just a career backup. If you get like a good pick, then you get a good quarterback, then good. But I think realistically 2024, they might not even draft a quarterback this year. I feel like they should though, as a backup, like a cheap backup instead of always having to pay a backup.
Yeah.
A cheap 2024. I'd say like 2nd, 3rd.
Oh, so you're going in on the
I think 2024 is your smart year to take a quarterback and you let them sit for a year.
Okay.
And Carr plays 2023, 2024, and then your rookie comes in 2025.
There you go. Scout said it.
Van Dyke, please no. He is
Miami.
Yeah. Bo Nix has kind of looked better.
He looked good last week. Didn't he throw like 3 or 4
He's kind of looked better, and it's weird because
he's been cooking.
The Bears defense also ranked like 3rd the year Trubisky brought them to the playoffs, but sure, we can ignore that fact. Or the Colts defense was top 10 last year, and Jonathan Taylor was Jonathan Taylor, but we can also ignore that fact.
Scout about to go in.
Like,
shout out to everybody in the building, man. Real quick, you guys. I'm working on a few shows outside of this. For those who know, I spoke to Yuckmouth the other day. I'm gonna get him on. Artist, Raider fan from Oakland. I'm trying to get him on soon. I reached out to Marquette King again as well. Gonna get my guy on the show here soon as well. And I also spoke with my Blackout family. We're gonna make it a weekly thing with Kenny King, Samoan, and my boy Cody. So moving forward, you guys will see us once a week, promoting the Blackout events and also just talking Raider football. You know what I mean? On the way out, Scout, what you got to say, my brother? Let everybody know where to follow you at.
Oh yeah, Raiders.Scout.
That's what you had to say.
Yeah, it's Raiders.Scout on Instagram.
Raiders.Scout on IG. Let's get our guy. Let's get him to 50,000 followers, you guys. If you guys are not following Scout, make sure you go follow Raiders.Scout.
Are you going to the Jags game or no?
I was planning on it, man, but the way this New York City trip played with my wallet, I think I'm gonna sit at home and chill out. I'll keep you
such a weird game.
I know, but I'll keep you posted with that. We'll talk about it behind the scenes. Shout out to everybody real quick on the way out, man. Hit them thumbs up, you guys. Wipe them feet. Also hit that subscribe button, little bro. Once again, as always, I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And we gonna chop it up here soon, man.
For sure.
My dog. All right, brother. All right, one.